Hey everybody, welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn. Today is kind of a happy, sad day. Today we finish the last of the monuments in order to finalize this city and get the Deity win. So I want to give a huge shout out and huge thank you to everybody who's joined the channel over the last couple weeks while I've done this. And without further ado, let's get started. Now I'm going to have to run the game at 3 times. And this is something that I'm going to have to look at in the next build because the AI, it is starting to chug with this many people between the AI cities and with mine. So if I have it up on high speed, it just chops, especially zooming in and out. So this is something that I want to look at for the next playthrough. Let's go ahead and pick up the victory score for that 1,000 points. We'll pick up the next 2 monuments that we want to build. So I'm excited to see Odin's Hall and the other one, and then we might as well pick up Wine Snob, High Fashions, and then Industrial Technologies all the way. I don't really think that battleships is a valid thing at the moment. I don't really think that it's implemented in the game, to be honest. And tanks, I see them adding at some point in time more water-oriented stuff because we can see, I think it was like galleys or something early on. So we know that there is something, yeah, longships right here. So they are planning on some sort of water battle at some point in time, but we don't know quite what that is. But now all the technologies are bought, so we're ready to put down the last thing. So anything now that we have tech points is pretty much a waste. We'll pick up the Odin's Hall and we'll get that built. It's 64,000 for the card. It takes it takes 1,400, almost 1,500 bricks, basically 750 of the glass, 3,700 concrete, and 740 steel. That is a big beastie building. Kind of want to put it right here next to our town hall since it will be the end of the playthrough. It's going to pull people from other places. It cost 1 million to build. That's insane. All right, let's bump down the laborers ever so slightly so we can have more builders. We'll let this naturally build, at least let it come down in price a little bit, because spending 1 million on that is just a little too steep. The wars have been less than lucrative, so I'm taking it when I hit year 100. All the cities, either they're being raided by the AI nonstop, or when I hit year 100, it did something to the raids, because when I took a look at some of the cities nearby, you can see like this one's only ticking for a little bit. If we do the raid on this one, it's only got 1,500. If I did the raid over here, this one's up to 200 and some. What I was seeing before year 100 is some of these were up in the 1 million mark, and now this one looks like, no, it's only 40,000. So it looks like either the AI is just wreaking havoc on them or there's something that happened with year 100. Granted, I don't think we were meant to play the game this long. I think you were meant to win it much sooner than that. Let's go ahead and drop our units over here just for a little bit more money. And what my hope is with the next playthrough is that somewhere around year 50 or 60 will be this far into the game. That leaves us the last of the monuments to build. I'm thinking that we put it over here on the water. I think this would be a good spot, but we're going to need a road. And I also did a little bit of trial and error with the World Trade Offices to see if we could get the price of bread up and iron tools to adjust. And if we take a look, iron tools really has been setting at a steady 39, even though I've added, I think it's like 8 or 9 World Trade Centers. And if we look at bread, the bread is also holding. It's actually going down because we're selling so much. Granted, we're producing an exorbitant amount. I mean, producing 73,000 and only eating 50,000 is an astronomical amount. So even though we're selling it and we're boosting it through the World Trade Office, we're still seeing that the price is going down. It used to be that if you had, say, 2 or 3 World Trade Offices, you could make the price of something go so high that you could have one industry in your population and then you could trade that for all the rest. I'm a little bit happy to see that they buff, well, I guess they nerfed it a little bit, but at the same time, a little bit sad. Let's do a road over, well, we'll do a bridge. We'll do a road, yeah. We'll do a road right over the river. We'll do a bridge right over the river right there. And it looks like something cannot be built there. I'm probably have to build the bridge here and then get the road down here. It looks like it didn't want to build over this little animal thing. So we'll get this here. We'll bring a road over this way. We'll get a pretty big berth area here where we're going to put this last monument. And I didn't really catch what this monument was. So it is, I think we built the Odin's Hall, and that's over by our main. Basilisk? All right, so let's see what that is. Not CABA. So it grants 20% extra from luxury consumption, and it gives victory score. It's not as big as some of the other ones, but it's not as big as Odin's Hall, that's for sure, but we'll get it built over here. And those will be the priority. We'll let those naturally build. This one, again, it's 1 million. We should have all the concrete, all the steel, and all the glass in order to build both of those. So we're just going to let them naturally build as we take care of a couple more things. I almost want to put a housing district over here and do deep sea fishing over here. And I know I talked about in a previous episode doing a colony, and I decided against that just because I really didn't see a good spot for colony. But over here would kind of be an amazing spot, and then building something over here would be a really good spot. So the next playthrough, it's going to be with the Shogunate Empire. I know that I've said this a couple of times now, but I know some people kind of skip around. And it's going to be in the forest, and it's going to be on the border of the tropics. I think that would be a very suiting place for it. And I've been asked if there's going to be any rules, regulations, or if there's going to be any shenanigans like trade shenanigans with the next playthrough. And that's something that I'm looking at to see what we can do with. I like doing rules with playthroughs. I do. And I kind of like to have that mindset of there's going to be something special with the playthrough where, say, I can't trade was one of the playthroughs that I did. So it was a 0 trade playthrough altogether. I do like that idea and that mentality, so I want to look at that for the next playthrough of what is going to be a rule or a regulation for it that will really make it stand out away from some of the rest. Let's get some decorations. I went ahead and picked up flower beds. I don't think, oh man, that is a bigger radius than the shrub, I think. Let's take a look at the shrub real quick. No, I guess it's the same. For some reason, I was thinking it was smaller. Let's cancel out of that. Let's get some gardens. I know they're a little bit expensive, but we'll do some gardens in the corner here. We'll do the same over here. I guess I could hide the trees in order to see things a little bit better. And we'll do, once we get these, then we'll do some roads to tie this area in. And then I think we're going to tie in some shrubbery. So let's do some roads next. We'll do roads right here. We'll do a road right here. We'll just bring it all the way across. The same on this side. We'll do a road right here and a road right here. I think that's going to be the outside of where we go. I think everything's going to be within that. So let's do another road this way, and we'll do the same right here. This will just be the outer courtyard. I might trim up a little bit of the outside. Yeah, let's trim up this area right here. I don't think we want that. And let's grab our yearly cards since they're going, and we'll go ahead and trim this side over here. I don't want them building that. And it looks like a lot of people are coming from over here. Let's grab a road from this point over here, I think. I'm not sure if I put a road. Yeah, I put a road there, so that will work perfectly fine. We'll go this way with the road. I don't like them being on angles, but because of the contour of the mountain, I'll go ahead and do it. We should put a tunnel over here just so they can get through a little bit quicker. We'll go right there for the tunnel, and then we'll grab those immigrants. We'll grab the motivation. I've been slowly card combining these so that we get the motivation plus and just trying to leave them in there. We'll do a stone road on this side. Slowly, I am converting the whole entire area over to stone roads. And I had this conversation with somebody over the weekend that it doesn't feel like there's enough progression in the game. And it doesn't feel like the end game is really maybe as far end game as what it could be. And I truthfully agree with this person. I'd like to see maybe a little bit more in the terms of different era progressions. Let's get roads on these. And maybe this is enough for one more garden. I don't think I want to do gardens all the way in the center over here, but I definitely wanted to pull this center part together. So let's grab 2 more gardens maybe. So we'll do a garden there. We'll do a garden there. And then maybe because we did that one, maybe we do one more over here. And then let's grab some sort of shrubs for in here. Maybe we'll do cypress like this, and then a double walkway in the middle of that. Yeah, let's do a double stone walkway. I wish that this was, instead of 4 wide, I wish it was 3 wide, but it will kind of make it do like that. Let's do the same thing over here. And I know for everybody that's going, oh my God, not creative. I know I'm not the most creative tool in the shed, but we'll at least try to make it appealing for our population. All right, so this one is pretty much ready to go. I don't know what I want to do to the Odin's Hall. Looks like they've got the bricks, they've got the glass, they're bringing the last of the concrete, but they have the steel. We have plenty of steel, so it's just getting the population to move it. And look at all of the tools over here. I don't think that storage is an issue because we're at 1,400 of 4,700. So at least we're good there. What did it take this to? 400,000 to quick build this. All right, now that it's less than half the price, let's go ahead and quick build that so we can see what it looks like. And look at that, man. That thing is majestic looking. I probably should have built that out in the middle of nowhere like I did the other one so that I could put some decorations around it. I think that the Great Long Hall, for some reason, I just want to call this the Great Hall. That's my brain just trips on that. So I get the long hall part, but the great part in there in the middle just throws it. I think that this turned out good over on this side right here. I think that the staff church turned out good. I would like another road over here just to make it look uniform. I like the way the stone road look. It almost has like a mosaic look to it. I have to say, like, the game overall, I'm really impressed with where it is and where it's gone. And speaking of that, let's get rid of this. I got a demo key over the weekend for another game that's being released pretty quick here. And so we'll be taking a look at that over the next week. So I do, as I'm starting up the next series, I want to tie in another game. I'm thinking that we tie in Timberborn. So maybe it will be 2 days a week I do Kingdoms Reborn for the next series. 2 days a week we do Timberborn. Let's grab some more roads right here on the main drives. And then we'll look at building another city center real quick to just get us a little bit more population for some other build. I added in, I switched around some farms. I switched around some farms to have the melons and the blueberries just for a little bit more food variety. It got us up to 128 for our happiness. And speaking of happiness, let's look at the town hall. So these cards really are flavor cards. Master Brewer only affects one thing, and that's just our beer, which we're producing and we're keeping up on. But it only really is valuable until we have things that are more powerful than this. I mean, this is 30%. So we card combine some more of those motivation books, and then we take a look at our beer production. Since it's motivation, we can see that all the other bonuses that are coming in order to get this. So if we switched out, so we're at 340 per round right now. If we switched out the productivity, we threw a second motivation plus, and you can see we're at 408. So the 20% from that card that only affects this one building really isn't that efficient compared to some of the other cards that we could place in there. So I think it's time that we get rid of that card and we go with something different for in here. I think that something that would affect our entire population would be good. So let's have a look in the card shop. And what I would eventually like to see, man, there's a few things that bug me in this playthrough. One is the heating thing. The inability to heat our houses is crazy. The other is the lack of advancement on the farms. Let's do bling bling. We'll get an extra luxury happiness, but they'll consume more jewelry. But I think jewelry's in a good place right now. We've got 3,000 jewelry, so we should be perfectly good there. We don't need bookworm since we're already at the maximum for our research, so we don't need that. And I don't know that there's anything else that we really need because I think we already have. No, we don't have all you can eat, and I don't really want more food happiness. Food happiness is at 125. I don't want that. Yeah, let's get bling bling and see if we can push our luxury happiness a little bit higher. See if we can push this over 130 this episode. Let's drop the cards in here. Let's go ahead and get those upgraded to the motivation plus, and then we can drop this card down here, and that will give us the next little bit there. We may have to electrify that plant in order to keep up, and I guess we can bring back the trees since that's no longer needed. We've got a little bit of room up here, and what we'll do is we'll start building a little bit of a city center over here. And we got people that are walking around there, so we're gonna have to get roads up this way too. Let's do houses in skip a section pattern. That way in the future I could put some shrubbery in there, and we'll do the same over here. We'll probably quick build the majority of this. The nice thing about this is it will get us maybe another 50 to 60 people. Let's do a couple of houses at the end here. We'll grab a market for in here. I'm not going to build the market right away just because I don't want the market up and going until I have a chance to configure it. I guess we go Oh, this is going to be rough because I left a space there. Everything is going to be off by 1. All right, we'll do it. Let's go ahead and shut that off for the time being. And we will want some sort of luxury over here. I guess we start with a tavern. And I don't know how many taverns I really need for a city center and how many theaters I need for a city center, because I'm starting to believe that workers come from quite a ways to go to a tavern and a theater, that this circle is kind of moot, like what you'd see with the hunter. Hunters will go way outside of that ring. Let's grab some more houses. We'll go ahead and build, we'll leave us a gap there. I should hide the trees for this, but I guess I'm trying to just free build it. And did I leave a gap in between? And it looks like I did not. We'll leave a gap there. I guess we get rid of the tavern. We should get rid of this road right here, and then we'll put the tavern up above. Let's drop those motivation books over there. I added in a few more scholars' offices, and I gotta say that they are just doing some work for us. We could build a house right there. I think there's enough room, but I think that it would leave us a little bit smaller of a gap than what we want. But we'll continue our build up this way. And then I'll look at maybe placing in something in there since we no longer need a library. It's just not needed. Let's get the buy wood. We'll go ahead and grab those immigrants, and I guess we sell the buy wood. It was on the left-hand side. I thought that it was the other card, the steel card that we're close to 100 of. So the next playthrough, I will be playing with the deck of cards. We'll probably use it in the early game, but we're probably going to do the same thing where we just let wild cards pile up. There's no reason for them in the current build. Let's get a bank right here, and I should have probably left it a little bit better of a gap. Yeah, let's leave a little bit of a gap there. We'll put the road right here where the road would be, and this will be a pretty big metropolitan area. I guess we grab a theater next. Since we've got the well, we want to boost the population is what we want to do, but since we've got the food to expand out our population, we'll do that there. Let's start quick building some of this, and we'll want to do some sort of luxury over here. Yeah, that can stay off. I almost thought that I activated the market for a second when I built it, but it doesn't activate it because it's already said to not be. Let's grab these immigrants. We want to build up to that housing population, and we'll grab this productivity book. I'd like to see these changed around. I'd like to see there be more flavor to these in the future. Maybe at some point in time when you take immigrants, they just don't give the cards since we can produce them. Let's throw it up there for the time being, and slowly we'll start to get some people over here. Let's go ahead and quick build the theater. I'm not going to do anything special for that for the time being. We'll do one more row of houses up here. Yeah, we'll do one more row of houses up here. And this will bring us to what we want to do next. I think that so far we have a bad gap there. Let's fix that gap before I drive myself nuts or somebody else. Let's get the gap right there. So we've got a lot of tier 2 and tier 3 luxuries. I want to go after one more this episode. Let's go ahead and get cotton first. That's going to be part of it. We're going to go cotton and dyes, and then we're going to try for high fashion since it's unlocked. So let's find our card shop. And once we find the card shop, we're going to go ahead and pick up first cotton. That will be necessary for the cotton breeder. And then we're going to pick up dyes. This should be everything that we need. And let's start up in this general area we'll do cotton in this area right here. This should get it to where I can have farms down here and still have farms over here for the dye. So we'll get some farms. Let's do 8x8s. Just like we did on the other. I might have to move this up just a touch. No, we're good. We'll do an 8 right there. We'll do an 8 right here and an 8 right here. That one's still cotton, so we're good. Let's go ahead and quick build these. And we'll go ahead and quick build that. And then the next thing that we need is dye production. And with dyes, we could put it in this area right here. And let's go ahead and switch these over to cotton. So as long as they're in different regions, we're good. All right, now that those are set to cotton, let's get the farms over here. These ones will be our dye production. Nice thing about this is we can use dye production for other things. I know that there is the production of books that we could do, and I think there's like 3 things that you can do with dyes altogether. Let's get these swapped over. Well, I guess I have to build this first, and then we'll build these, and then I will get these swapped over. So now they're set up, and then we're going to have to get the cloth production, turning cotton into the weaved fiber. So let's get that next now that we've got this up and going. Let's do a warehouse over here. So we'll do a warehouse, a large warehouse over here. We'll place a road right here, and let's go ahead and pause it for a second while I move this breeder just one closer. So hopefully I can place it right there and still get all of those, and it looks like I can. So let's swap these all back over to cotton as soon as that builds, so that we have cotton up and going. It looks like that one stayed. Let's do this one, and oh, this one is also needs to be. So I thought I changed this one, but I changed the one next to it. So these will produce our needed stuff for clothes. The next thing on the list would be in the industry, we need a cloth maker. Textile is probably what it's called. Cotton mill, something along those lines. I probably just passed it right by. So advanced brewery, no. Oh, come on. Why am I passing this right by? It's got to be like right in front of me and I'm just not seeing it. Paper mill, no. And well, we're gonna need a tailor. We'll go ahead and place a couple of tailors up here. I may quick build these in order to get to the advanced version since we have it. And let's see what it is in here. Cotton mill. So where is that? Is that under agricultural since it's technically for producing it, or am I just passing it by? So it should be right in here and I am not seeing it. Well, coffee is right there. So it should be like right here. There we go. Cotton mill. I am passing it right by. Let's get the cotton mill right here. That's weird that I can place the cotton mill here and have it not affect the houses, but if I go one further, it affects the houses. It's only 47,000. Let's go ahead and get cotton fabric. And it looks like we have the ability for dyed cotton fabric also. So let's get it quick built. Let's see the difference. So this turns regular cotton into tailored cotton. Well, cotton fabric. We bump the budget. We give it a little bit of a work schedule there. We've got the upgrade points, so we might as well do that. And then upgraded automated looms, which would give us 35%. We're going to want that. And we're not going to need the mill. Just not something we're going to need. So if we switch over to the dyed cotton, we're going to need to go big production on this. Let's do 2 motivation cards in there. Brings us up to 112 per run. I think that would be perfectly good, but it gives them a chance to get the cotton and the dyes in. We'll go for a production of say 2,000 for this. And I think that would be a good place. Let's go ahead and quick build the tailor so that we can get to the advanced one. Oh, 2% cold resist per advanced tailor. This is what I'm talking about. This is something that I probably should have taken a look at earlier. I know the disease resist didn't do a whole lot. It just feels like a missing flavor card, but 2% cold resist, that is solid. Let's go ahead and get rid of those so that we can get the advanced version over here. And that's, I'm liking those things, but I think that some of them are a little bit wonky still. Granted, I know that this is early access and that I think it's like a 0.8 build or something. Let's grab the advanced tailor over. I guess we do it right here and we're lacking on the iron bars. Only 22,000 in order to make it. Let's go ahead and build it and we're going to get the fashion clothes, the dyed fabric. Let's give it a little bit of a budget. We'll give it a little bit of work hours. We'll move it to the electric age. We're not going to do the electric because I don't think we have the money for that. Well, the power for it. We'll give it the weaving recipes and then we're going to need some motivation. So we're at 255 a run. That brings us to 355. If we get another motivation plus card, let's see if we can push that into the 400 range. That's pretty solid. That's absolutely solid. We could produce clothes with one facility with that. Let's go ahead and drop all these motivation in there. I think I have some more motivation up here. So we'll get those into the card shop as well. Get them upgraded to the motivation plus. And we throw those motivation plus into that facility. And we're at 455 a run. That is an absolute unit amount of fabric being produced. If we gave this electric, I think we could push this close to maybe 1,000 per run. I don't know. Let's see what we have. We've got 900 steel bars. Let's do it. Let's add in another power plant. And then once we add in another power plant, we'll take a look at that. So we should probably add in coal because I think we have way more coal than we do of the oil, and the coal we're producing through the advanced coal burners. So I'm not too worried about running out of coal. So we'll throw the coal plant. Let's do it up here. And then we might need coal production up here at some point in time, and we'll probably want a hauler over here at some point in time as well. So let's grab the hauling service. We'll do the hauling service right here. We'll get that quick built and we'll get it upgraded. That should get everything needed for this little batch. So if we take a look here, we need 20 kilowatts. If we take a look here, we need 16. We could upgrade both of these as soon as this one's up and going. And it looks like we have a cap of 400. Let's do it. Let's go ahead and add the electric. We'll take this up to maybe 6, and it brings us in 663 per run. That's absolutely insane. Let's do the same over here, and then let's buy a little bit of iron in order to keep up here. So if we, what does this take? It takes 132. So really, as long as we're at 132, I think we're golden, and that looks good. Let's go ahead and grab our yearly cards, grab those immigrants. Let's add in iron to the work order there. Steel's probably at a pause for the moment since we're running out of the iron bars, but we can quite easily buy them. And I've lost track of things. Let's bring back the trees. I think it looks better with the trees in here. And what are we looking at for our trade? We've got a little bit of room there, so we should be able to add those in. Nice thing about adding in the bars, they're super cheap. And we add them in and we'll immediately be able to move population out of there. We'll go 2,000 iron bars. We'll let them bring in, say, 300 at a time. I think that will be perfectly good. That will get our iron bars recovered. Maybe I should have built the advanced version of the iron smelter, but I didn't really feel that it was necessary. I figured that there was other ways that we could pick it up and get going. Let's go ahead and check on our last monument and see where we're at for this. And it is 824,000 in order to build it. I don't think that steel is an issue. I think that they're just having issues getting over here in time. I'm gonna go ahead and quick build it. Let's pick up these immigrants. Let's grab that passion book, and that will be the last book of our playthrough. Let's hit the button and get the victory score. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you in the next playthrough.